Everybody, welcome. Good morning. It is Friday. It's early on the East Coast, even earlier out in Phoenix, where my good friend Steve Trang is at. Steve, how are you this morning?
Doing good considering,
Good.
hurt myself playing basketball this morning, but good otherwise.
well, man, I told you, we definitely could have rescheduled, but appreciate you being here. Listen, hey, I reached out to you last week because you've been making all these cool posts about AI and training your sales team. So I wanted to get you on here this morning, and at least for a little bit, and kind of give us the rundown. Tell me what's going on. You're obviously known as the biggest real estate podcaster in our niche in real estate or whatever, but I know you do a lot of coaching with sales teams. So I think this is kind of geared towards that.
Oh, 100%, 100% geared towards that. So this is something
Yeah.
that kind of happened organically. I've had, we've been seeing AI, we've heard about AI, and
Mhm.
everyone's talking about AI, right? For the longest time, last 3 or so years. And I was actually a couple of months ago at Collective Genius. I had 3 different members pull me aside, like, Steve, we need you to build this for us.
Really?
And so, like, the first person that says it, Stephanie Better, is like, okay, I'm honored, right?
Yeah.
And then Brad Chandler says something, it's like, okay, I'm even more honored.
Mm.
Casey Ryan says, hey, we need you to build this. Like, okay, there's
Wow.
clearly demand for this.
Yeah.
And so, even though I've been ignoring AI this whole time, the good news is Ian Ross on my team has not been. And
Uh-huh.
so, he's been programming his own AI bot for almost 2 years now. And
Wow.
so, fortunately, since he's already built that,
Mhm.
all I had to do was just incorporate the request, which was, real time call review
Mhm.
analysis, scoring them, and then making sure that the guys are saying what they're supposed to say.
Yeah.
I will say the bane of most of our existence. Uh, I think your experience is the same as mine,
Mhm.
but sitting down to do call reviews,
Mm.
it's it's not exciting, right?
No, it's the worst. I can't. I feel like I want to just beat my head against the wall. Even a good call, I just don't want to sit there and listen to it. And then it's the ultimate Monday morning quarterback or Tuesday morning quarterback, whatever it is,
Mhm,
where you're listening and you're like, oh, you should have said this one word, or you should have more inflection, or it should have been down, or it
mhm.
should have been quieter. And of course, that's very easy in hindsight to do
Of
those things, but
course,
it's good for coaching. But
yeah.
yeah, it's absolutely brutal. I don't like doing it. I've never loved doing it. I can make it through, even if it's like a 15-minute call. I'm like 6 minutes in. I'm like, okay, I've heard enough.
Yeah,
I just hate doing it.
it's rough because especially because we're so critical because we know what we're listening for,
Yeah,
right? And so, so with the automatic call review, now every single call is reviewed within minutes.
love
And the
it.
great thing here, there's 2 great benefits here. First, your sales rep knows now every call is being listened to,
Right.
right?
So
There's
accountability.
no plays off, there's no games off. Like, you're showing up to every
Hmm.
single call, and you're
Yeah.
following the process every single time.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's so important is because, like, call reviews is one of those things where it's like doing your payroll or your
Hmm.
books, right? It's like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. And
Yeah.
so it's 7 days later, it's 30 days
Mhm.
later.
Right.
Well, if your guy's not following the process, the guy's not saying what they're supposed to say, how soon do you want to know? Do you want to know
Hmm.
now or in 6 weeks?
Right.
If Because that's how long it takes for a contract to close. Or even,
Right.
like, I don't know about you, David, but I can tell you for sure myself, I don't show up as my best self
Hmm.
when I have a very heated argument with my wife as I'm walking out the door to the office,
Yeah.
right? Our salespeople have the same thing. So, would you want to
Sure.
know that your guy's off his game
Hmm.
immediately,
In real
or do you want
time.
to find out, a week later, like, what is going on? Like, on this
Yeah.
date, on May 9th, Steve bombed all his calls. You want to know a week later, a
Mhm.
month later, or do you want to know today?
Yeah.
So
No, I think that's
that's
fantastic, and the accountability aspect is great because, yeah, we all have tough days, and some being a sales, making these calls is not the easiest of things, right? These
mhm,
salespeople get paid a lot of money for a reason. It's tough to make the same call over and over and over again. So
right.
I think that's fantastic. I think it's the greatest thing that's that could have possibly been out there, and I think it's evolved, right? It was just maybe a year ago you could get
Transcripts, yeah.
transcripts.
Yep.
Whew, that was a tough one this morning. So yeah, so taking a little bit further, so kind of just to go back just to Collective Genius, what was it that Brad and Stephanie, or what is it that they were looking for, and then what were you able to create?
So Stephanie wanted a tool that we can practice role playing with,
Love
like,
it.
every morning, right?
Okay.
Like, hey, take your body of knowledge, use that to train our team.
Hmm.
Brad wanted a tool so they can say, hey, is my person I just hired that I've
Yeah.
trained, are they ready for live leads? Because what do we do
Mm.
when we bring on a new guy or new gal? Hey, call all the dead leads, call all the leads, right?
Yeah.
Which isn't terrible. Like they still need to be followed up with.
Sure.
But how do you know they're ready? Well, now we have an
Yeah.
assessment, because the other thing we've built also is the role play tool. So
Hmm.
now we have something, a bot you can role play with
Hmm.
every single day.
Yeah.
And then for our paid members, not only can you role play with every single day, but you can get real time feedback. So after you're done
Wow.
with the role play, hey, here are the areas you could have improved upon. Because again, going back
Hmm.
to like managing a sales team, what's exhausting? Me calling David is like, hey, David, have you done your role play yet today?
Yeah.
Right. And then if you haven't, okay, well, now Steve, the sales manager, has to do the role play with David. So like I'm penalized for asking
Yeah.
you if you've done role play with yet today.
Yeah.
So now with our system, we're going to be able to make sure that you role play every day, because our bot's going to call you. The bot's holding you
Oh,
accountable.
really? The bot hold. Oh, wow.
The bot's calling you to do role play with you. And once you're done, now we can send a green flag back to the business owner and say, hey, David sends role play today. He's not eligible for leads.
Wow. Oh, oh, so you can, there's a dam where you can hold the leads back until you've done. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Wow.
we are bringing like we're our intention is building the self-managing sales team.
Hmm.
And if you can build a sales team where like you don't have the amount of will and willpower that we have to exert every single day
Yeah.
to get all the salespeople to do what they said they wanted to do,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of willpower that's required.
Hmm.
We're eliminating a lot of the willpower required to make sure the salespeople are doing what they're going to do. And here's the best part: there's nowhere left to hide. Like once we've got this built
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
right? Like, do you want to be a part of like the New England Patriots, the I don't know who's good today. I would say the Boston Celtics, but who knows what's going on over there? But like, do you
Yeah.
want to be part of an elite organization, or do you want to settle for mediocrity? Because here,
Yeah.
if you're here, there's nowhere safe to hide.
Yeah. Well, and we're going to give you the best training and the best leads, and we're going to, we're just creating an absolute team of assassins.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. Now, oh wow, I have so many questions. So when you're setting up this bot to do role playing, like how does it, somebody may be selling solar, or someone's selling gas and oil, I'm
Mhm.
selling real estate transactions. Can it be customized for like what our industry is or what our business is?
Absolutely. So that's where Ian comes in handy. He has been behind this AI initiative this whole time.
Hmm.
I looked at it not to say it was a distraction. I knew it was important. I just didn't think that we'd be the ones to build it,
Yeah.
right? But with enough demand, we're like, okay, let's build it. So right now we have one. We have Linda Johnson, right, and she is a homeowner whose husband passed away last year, and she's overwhelmed. She doesn't know what to do. That's our first bot.
Uh-huh.
Our next bot is gonna be a high ticket bot, right?
Okay.
So selling sales training to train our guys internally, because everything we build, right, we're using it. That's gonna be the next one. The third one is gonna be a high D personality.
Mhm.
I've tried to decide, like, are we gonna call him Donald and make him sound like Donald, or we can call him Dick? I don't know,
Ah,
right?
I like Dick. I like lean into it, man. Lean into it.
Yeah, but the next one's gonna be a high D personality. Like, all right, David, what's your price? Don't waste my time, right? How many homeowners do we deal with that way?
Yeah, a
That's the
ton.
that's the one that's the hardest consistently
Hmm.
to deal with. So like
Yeah,
Linda is a layup as long as you don't screw it up.
right.
Dick is going to be the one that like everyone gets flustered, they get frustrated. Hey, they
Hmm.
wouldn't let me go follow my process. They wouldn't let me finish setting the rules, all the other stuff. So
Hmm.
that's going to be the next spot after the one we built for our team internally.
Is there a way, or is there a plan to be able to like kind of dial up the resistance on each of the different bots, where it's kind of a, we want to give them a little layup, just because, like you said, and we used to do this too, call the old leads, mainly just to get the reps in. But
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, maybe where like it starts easier, and then 3 weeks down the road, we're giving them like a higher difficulty level.
Well, yeah, it's going to be the avatars. So the
Okay,
avatars is going to be the ones, because we're going to
got
have
it.
like, we should be able to roll up one or two bots a week, but at some point we might be able to get to two or three, where it could be
Nice.
industry specific, role specific, right? Because a lead manager conversation is different than an
Right.
acquisition manager conversation, right?
Hmm.
A person that's door knocking
Hmm.
for solar and roofing is going to sound different
Right.
than if you're cold calling and pre-foreclosure.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I love it. Yeah, and this can literally apply to almost to any industry. I mean, this is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And do you think AI eventually can get rid of the lead manager, that person who does kind of those initial calls?
I think we're less than 12 months away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was really cool, so Brad Chandler, I texted him because he was the inspiration, right? He was one of the 3 inspirations.
Mhm.
I texted him, I was like, hey, our bot's live. You want to check her out?
Yeah.
And his response later, I was like, I couldn't tell if you were pranking me or not, if this is actually AI.
Really?
So, like,
Hmm.
we're pretty close. So it's going to be like levels, right? Because like an entry level inside sales, we're probably there 30 days,
Uh-huh.
right? But like a quality inside sales, like a good
Mhm.
person, they're going to be really hard to replace. So it's
Yeah.
just how good are you
Right.
in doing your role?
Well, and I think that's what AI is going to do for us as the in the world and as a society is, it's just going to take some of those lower end, low skilled positions and just it's going to take
Mhm.
care of them. But it's never going to do away with like a very high quality salesperson who can
Yeah.
operate on the fly and understands tonality and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah. You've
I
got
I say,
soft
but
skills.
not. We're a long ways away from that. Let's say that.
We're a long ways away from that. So I think if you have soft skills, you're talented, and you're
Mhm.
willing to work and stuff and get better. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're safe. But I don't think it's just a low level skill, right? I
Really.
think I think lawyers are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Accountants are in a lot of trouble,
Mhm.
right? Anything that's repetitive and not a lot of variation is gonna be
Mhm.
tough, right? The thing about sales, what's great is that literally every scenario is different.
Yeah.
Every scenario is different. There
Yeah.
are
Like
themes.
transactions, same thing.
Yeah, there are themes. There are different challenges,
Mhm.
but literally every scenario is different.
Yeah.
Inside sales, the variation is not that wide, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. So, kind of on the broader topic of AI, but I do want to come back and see if we can do a little demo of this. Where do you talk about lawyers and accountants, and I agree. You know, yeah, I agree. I think the biggest thing for accountants is getting us to give that information over. But I mean, boy, I mean now QuickBooks can just about pull everything out of all of your different accounts. So,
I mean,
um,
honestly, as a consumer, I'm looking forward to the day QuickBooks dies because I hate QuickBooks. Uh, they intentionally make it as hard as possible. You
I
can set
agree.
it. You can set it as this category over and over again, and it won't
Mhm.
follow. And then you'll
Yeah.
make rules, and then
Yeah.
sometimes it just won't follow the rules.
Yeah.
I hate
Well, AI
QuickBooks.
does that a little bit too, but I feel like it's
It
getting better
does.
faster.
It at least iterates. It at least
Yeah.
gets better.
Yeah. I would love that. I mean, can you imagine a day where like the courts don't really have to exist? It's just you file a lawsuit and then like things
Yeah.
things get figured out very quickly because you have an AI lawyer and I have an AI
Yeah.
lawyer and it decides who's right.
That lawyer, the litigator probably is a little bit safer,
Yeah.
but all the paralegals, all the interns,
Hmm.
contract writing. I mean, I'm writing contracts now. I'm not even talking to an attorney. I'm just
No.
using Grok,
Yeah.
right? Grok has enough of a baseline knowledge to write contracts.
Hmm.
I review it, looks no different than what
Yeah.
I pay an attorney for now. Would I do this for mergers and acquisitions? Of course not,
No.
right? But an updated employment agreement, hey, I need to
Hmm.
make some changes.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be that different.
Yeah. Yeah. I needed to take my will and do some adjustments. I fed it in there and said, I need you to give me whatever give me an addendum to make this thing fix, to change this to that. And it was able to do it with absolutely no problem. It,
Yeah,
it's amazing how quickly it's growing.
scary.
Yeah. Um, can we hear what Linda? Is that her name?
Yeah, yeah. So let me see. Let me pull it up. I don't have
Okay.
it actually here. I'll pull it here. It'll be faster.
All right.
Give me a second. So if you want, I'll give you the phone number and you can call it.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
All right. Nothing quite like a live demo.
Let's do it.
So, all right. You ready?
You want to just text it to me or you want to give it to me? You want to give it? If you give it to
I'll
me,
give it to you.
everybody's going to hear it.
That's fine.
Okay. All right.
All right. So the number is 480 847 6105.
And what's going to happen when I dial this number? This
Just
is
do it. Just do it. Let's
all
see.
right.
Let's see if David can close.
Probably not. It's been a long time. Hey, Linda, this is David. How are you doing today? Well, I'm doing pretty good, Linda. Hey, I got your inquiry last night about a property that you were looking to sell and just wanted to see if this was a good time to chat.
Oh, yeah, I guess we can talk. I don't remember sending anything though. Are you sure it was me?
I think it was you. Is this your number? 480-847-6105?
Yes, that's my number. I guess I must have done something, but I don't really remember. I've gotten a few calls about the house lately.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me about it? What's got you thinking about selling?
Well, my husband passed away last year, and it's just been hard to keep up with everything on my own.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I fell behind on the mortgage.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Thank you. It's been a lot lately. I fell behind on the mortgage and got a letter from the bank a couple months ago. I haven't really done anything about it yet.
Okay. How I understand it can be challenging. I just lost my mom and I'm dealing with all of the things from her estate. So it's definitely a challenge. So maybe we can find a way to help you here. Tell me a little bit about the mortgage. How far behind is it? What's going on there?
I'm sorry to hear about your mom, David. It's tough dealing with all of this. I'm a few months behind on the mortgage. I still owe about $48,000 on it. It's just been hard to keep up with everything.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to stop it there, but that's pretty amazing, dude.
Yeah, right. Like it doesn't sound like AI.
No, that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was good.
Yeah.
That was
The
really
future's
good.
here.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. So that's why I'm so freaking high on our AI services. Like,
Yeah.
I think between Ian and his genius, right? The guy's
Mhm.
obsessed with sales
Yeah.
and he's obsessed with AI, which is fantastic, right?
Mhm.
And then, myself personally, I was an engineer. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm able to just put it all together
Mhm.
and make it work. Super
I think
excited.
that's going to be great. And not only we talked about having lower skilled people, higher skilled people, but this is the type of thing that can help build those people up, right? Where it's
Oh, yeah.
access to, you know, getting in the batter's box and just taking swings over and over again. And I made that mistake. Let me call again. Let me try it again.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
do I get some type of feedback as the owner or as a salesperson, like a score, or here's how you did, or here's what you could have done
Yes,
better?
100%. So
Mhm.
our paid clients, they're going to get that feedback
Mhm.
shot over to them. So
Okay.
they're going to review the call, review the transcript, and
Mhm.
then whoever the owner or the manager decides is getting the feedback is getting
Mhm.
the feedback. But it's all going to our portal, right? Because right now, with every call that's being reviewed, it's all
Yeah.
going to a portal. And so, like as a manager or as a salesperson, if they're correctly motivated, they can just
Mhm.
go in there and just review and they can look at all the calls and there's a call review for every single call. And it's not like a simple, like, here's what you did well, here's what you did wrong. It's
Mhm.
as detailed and as ridiculously, what's the word I'm looking for? Particular
Mhm.
as Ian and myself. Like, if you heard me do a call review, I am super nitpicky because
Mhm.
I have a belief that these homeowners want to sell their houses to us and it's
Yeah.
us, the salespeople, screwing it up. And so,
Yeah.
like, here's how you screw that up. Here's how you screw
Mhm.
this up. Here's where this went wrong. So, like, if
Mhm.
you could eliminate these three mistakes,
Yeah.
you're going to close a much higher percentage. It's these mistakes that are costing us sales.
Yeah. When I used to run hardware stores, that's what I would tell my cashiers. Nobody calls in here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to get a price on a water heater if they don't want to buy it. Right.
Right?
Nobody
Why
at
would they
3 in the
call
morning.
about it?
Yeah. Nobody goes online and fills out all that information if they don't want to sell a house.
Yeah,
They may be hard to
exactly.
deal with. They may be playing coy, whatever, but nobody does that just for fun unless they're
Yeah.
screwing around with somebody
Their
else.
job is the posture, and our
Mhm.
job is to get past
Yeah.
that posture and solve a problem.
Yeah, like I'm okay that they're trying to get the highest price, that a buyer's trying to get me on the lowest price. We're all doing our thing. It's okay. We're all just
Yeah,
trying to get the best deal for us.
absolutely.
Wow. So, Steve, where do people go to, other than the phone call that we just gave out, where they could, I guess,
Yeah.
could practice? Where do they go
Yeah.
to I guess, be a paid member and get more of the access?
So I would say go to objectionproof.ai, and if you go there,
Mhm.
you can upload a transcript. Copy and paste a transcript. You can upload a text file, MP3, WAV
Mhm.
file. Any of those, you'll get a free review. You'll see it, right? The 3-page review we put for every single one.
Mhm.
That's free. There's no limits today. We're probably gonna
Mhm.
put like a 3 limit per day kind of
Yeah.
deal at some point. But, like, you can go right now and do it for free, right?
Wow.
And then the Linda, like, that's free. So anyone can go and check it out right now. Like, we're so confident in our product that you're going to see what the free version is. And then you're going to say, like, we can't afford not to get the full version.
Dude, I think this is great. Do you see a spot where, maybe you didn't want to hire a sales manager and having this can, get you part of the way there? Or
Oh, yeah. This is going to get you 85, 90% because you're only going to do call reviews on the worst calls or the
Right.
like 3 to 5 worst calls. So you don't have to listen to 30 calls or 100 calls.
Yeah.
Just do call reviews on the ones we've identified. Hey, there were some major screw ups, right?
Yeah.
Save you a ton of time there. And then there's coaching feedback. So we have 37 and yesterday's feedback. So like at any point during a one-on-one, hey, David, come on in. All right, based off the calls in the last month, here's what AI says you need to work on. Based off the last 7 days, here's what you need to work on. Based off of yesterday's calls, here's what you need to. So here are the 3 things we can work on based off 30 days, 7 days, and yesterday. Now go work on these for the next, for the next week.
I love that. And even when we were training here, that's what we were telling. Hey, just fix one thing. Just fix one thing today. One thing is great. And then tomorrow we'll fix another. And by the end of the week, we fix 7 things. And I think it's amazing. One thing that I've always been told about salespeople is they'll have a great month or 2 and then they can fall off. So this is going to capture that before you're like, oh my God, it's been 3 weeks. You haven't sold anything. This is almost in real time.
I mean, if you imagine, right, like you've got a guy who's consistently averaging 75%, which is about average in our system so far. They're averaging 75%. If they hit 55 today, don't you want to know as soon as possible? So we're going to have alerts there. And the other thing too, which is, gaming, is that we're going to have it. I'm categorizing every client and you're going to see like, all right, nationwide average, here's how they're doing.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have data. Now you can see how am I doing against the top teams. Because I'm doing against the average teams. I don't know if we're going to put the worst teams. I don't know if we want to put that, but top teams.
But definitely average and above for sure.
Yeah.
Like
you can see how your team's doing.
Yeah. You need to get on the board. Could we use this as a screening tool when hiring just to see where somebody's at?
Absolutely. We already have the role play tool.
Yeah.
Right. Linda can be the screener for anyone that's interested in working in your sales organization.
Right.
Linda and Dick.
Linda and Dick. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be the hardest one, but like, listen, you've interviewed salespeople. I've interviewed salespeople. Everybody's an expert, and everybody sold $1 billion. And now you can say, "Hey, cool, call this number." And this is part of the screening process. We're going to let you do.
Well, we're not going to do a final interview until after the role play.
Right.
Like, imagine how much time we spend on final interviews.
Oh my God.
And we're excited, and then the role play sucks.
Yeah.
We're not doing a final interview until you've done the role play. Once you've done the role play, we'll decide whether we want to do the final interview. Like, we're saving so much time.
Dude, this is absolutely game changing. I love it. This is the ticket. This is it. I love it. I'm excited.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Cool.
I'm excited.
Guys, go to Objection Proof AI. Do you want to give them that number again, just in case somebody wants to try it?
Oh yeah. Let me see here. Let me pull it up again. It is.
Hang on. Let me, I'll type it in here. Go ahead.
Yeah. 480-847-6105.
Okay. And all right, guys, take a shot, give it a call, test it out. Let's see how good you are. See if you're better than me. You probably will be. But dude, that was absolutely amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you coming on this morning, but go to the hospital. Go get your leg checked out. Hobble out of here because I know how that is. But dude, thank you so much. And
thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.